Hello everyone, welcome to Red Tool House. Today I'm going to be making homemade deodorant. Now, why would we be making our own deodorant? As many of you are fully aware, a lot of the deodorants or antiperspirants that we buy on the market are loaded with chemicals. And so I wanted to find something that was healthier for our bodies. And we've had many trials with store-bought healthier versions of deodorant and liked them, and wanted to find out how we could make it at home on our own. So we experimented with a few different recipes and found one that we absolutely love and have been using for probably about a year now, maybe a little less than a year, but has really worked well for us. So let's go ahead and get started. And it's a very simple recipe, something that doesn't take much time at all, and something that you can, increase or decrease your batch, depending on how many you need to make. So today we're just going to use coconut oil, baking soda, and arrowroot powder, and some lemon essential oils. And you can come up with your own measurements on what may work better for you. I know some people may have more sensitive skin and the baking soda may be a little bit too harsh. And so you might lessen the baking soda and increase the arrowroot powder, which I have done. But today I'm just going to stick to the regular recipe. All right, so I have 4 tablespoons of coconut oil, and I'm just going to melt that. And while that is melting, I'm going to take half a cup of arrowroot powder and half a cup of baking soda. And I'm going to mix that with a fork. And you can use different essential oils, whatever you like better. I like the lemon fresh scent that we've been using, so that's what I'm sticking to. Okay, so the coconut oil is melted, and I'm going to pour it into the powders, and I'm going to mix it around with a fork. And as that begins to clump up, you want to just mash it into the arrowroot powder and the baking soda as best you can. And then I'm going to add, depending on your preference, I'm going to use maybe 30 to 40 drops of essential oil. And then again, just mix that and mash it into your mixture. And depending on your environment, the humidity that you may have, you may need to add a little more coconut oil or a little less. In the hotter months, if your home is quite warm or if you're traveling, the coconut oil may become more liquidy again. So during those times, you may want to add a little bit less coconut oil, or just, keep in mind that you may not want to leave if you're traveling, your deodorant in the car for a long time in a sunny, warm area, as it may melt. And during those times, you may want to even store it in the fridge. I've not had an issue with that so far. As a matter of fact, to take precaution, the first time I made it, I put it in the fridge just in case, but we found out we didn't need to. Okay, that was 30 drops. I'm going to add some more. And as this comes together, it'll begin to make more of a paste. And you can store this. I have, these are several containers of store-bought deodorant that I am reusing. So I washed them and soaked them in washing soda and hot water to remove the labels easier, and then cleaned them really well, and then I'm just going to reuse them. But you can order any of the different containers. If you want one that is a push-up tube, then you can order those off Amazon, or if you just want to store it in a jar, which we've done in the past as well, and then just use your fingers to apply it is perfectly fine. Okay, now I'm going to use a spatula to kind of smash it together a little bit more. going to get a spoon and I'm going to go ahead and begin to press this into the tubes. And it does seem a little powdery still, but that's okay. As you press it into the tube, it is going to come together even more and become more of a solid. And so I'm not going to press it too hard though, because I don't want the containers to be too compacted where they won't push the deodorant up. Now, one question that I had before I started making this is it going to turn my clothes white? Is it going to cause discoloring on my clothing? And it has not. It has worked really well in that regards. Now, I know that that looked pretty powdery as we put it on, as we put it in the tubes, and it will not come out and just crumble all over the place. As you roll it up, it'll be a solid and will work just like your typical deodorant will. And so like I said, you don't want to pack it too much in there because you want to be able to roll it up. And I have packed it too hard the first time and was unable to roll it up or down. So, okay, so that's my first one. And we're just going to continue filling our containers. And as you apply this to your underarms, the heat of your arm is going to allow this to glide on fairly easily. So once you begin to use this, it really is no different, in my opinion, as far as use-wise, compared to store-bought deodorants. But you'll know that it is much safer and healthier to use on your body. You're not going to have the aluminum and the parabens and the many different chemicals that are added to deodorants on the market shelves. And since it's been a little while since the last batch I made, the last batch, I wasn't quite sure how much this ended up making. But it looks like this may do 2.5 of a regular size deodorant, because this does not look like the remnants enough to make another full container, but we'll try. So that was about 2.5 containers, and I'll probably just go ahead and mix up some more and finish off these 2 that I have left with the rest. And so it really is quite simple to make your own homemade deodorant. It works, and it has worked well for quite some time for us now. I know that sometimes when you buy some of the healthier deodorants, they tend to work for a period of time, and then for whatever reason they just stop working. So like I said, this one has been tried and true thus far, and has worked really well, and I really enjoy the smell of it and the smell of myself when I use it. So feel free to comment below if you are making your own homemade deodorant, and let us know what kind of essential oils you like to use, or what other combinations of ingredients you use to make your own, what works for you. We'll be sure to link to some containers if you need to purchase containers to make your own from Amazon below. And thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone.